Every time I start seeing the mountains when I come home, it was like home, that's where I belong. I know where my dad is born, I know where my grandfather was born.
I grew up almost my whole life in Walsenburg, and grew up, my grandparents had a ranch northwest of town, and I just fell in love with doing that. I just seemed to have a knack with training and working with horses from the get-go. It's just something about the area that I didn't see when I was 18 and thought I was ready to get on the first thing smoking out of here. And I came back and it's just like there is something about it.
Dad has told me that this place was like busy.
Oh yeah, this was like I say, this was a booming town, and it was packed day and night. All the miners working the daytime and they drink all night and fight and drink and dance and raise hell.
Well, it's so unlike what America is, like suburban and urban American living. It's just not like that. It's not like suburbs at all. It's very, like there are only 800 people that live in La Veta year round. And I probably know 750 of them by their first name. So this is a very unique living situation in the United States.
My grandmother was born in Barito, Colorado. Her grandfather homesteaded the property. The family was raised here. My grandma lived there all her life until she got married. I moved back here in 1993 to raise my family in Luxembourg.
There's a great effort at this point to have a local economy, growing our own food and eating our own food and buying local and just being like a big community, like a big commune.
If you're not a local from out there, you're kind of having Gardner to hide from something, basically. My dad was part of these hippie communes in New Mexico. Yeah, I was on the run from this murder indictment. So then they just came up here. My mom was coming from Florida. She was on the run from this drug dealer guy, and she came out here, and they met. That's why you move out there, is to get away from something, pressures of another life. Because out there you can start over. No one asks any real questions. How'd you put it? Wild, I guess. It was it was kind of like the wild, last, untamed place. That's why I always think about it. It's eclectic, strange, kind of the word, right? A lot of these people died off and moved away.
Gardner area had always had a bad reputation long before we got here. There was only banditos up here. So when we came, then the banditos thought we were cool too, so we got along fine. What was curious, it was like 1967, that was happening all over the world. It wasn't just something I was doing privately, although it was. But then I realized, oh my God, there's a movement here. There's all these people. And they were going back to the land, or they're going back to Bucky Fuller and building domes. I thought, I was dealing with my 15 or 20 people and we'll work it out. But it was thousands and thousands. And we had a gathering of the artists in this group, and I said, there's something happening out here that's more important than New York City, more important than art, more important than your lives and your psychedelics or whatever. And they thought I'd completely lost it. And this area of the county was like in the 30s. And they didn't know hippie from nothing. They didn't know about beatniks. They thought we were like pioneers.